So you've just loaded Kodi, and now what? What do you do? Well, everybody knows Kodi primarily for the ability to watch TV shows and movies, but it can do much more than that. You can play music, share personal videos, pictures, stream live radio, and also play live TV, all for free. And you can achieve this by one of two ways. You can install individual small programs called add-ons, or you can install what's called a build. When you install an add-on, it only does the one thing it's programmed to do, which isn't bad at all if you're okay with doing just the one thing, such as watching movies, TV shows, etc. Add-ons are small in comparison to builds, and therefore they won't slow down your Kodi over time, and they're much easier to install. Builds are pre-set up packages programmed by a developer for the sole purpose of customizing your Kodi. A build will contain a much wider range of add-ons, as well as offer a ton more of other options you may not have as easily when installing add-ons individually. While that does sound great, the downside of using a build can be that they are much larger in size and may use up more of your Kodi memory, and if they aren't properly maintained by that developer, they start to slow down, which will make your Kodi perform poorly over time, which happens all too often, which can be frustrating, and it leaves users with little choice but to abandon the build for a new one or find other avenues altogether. When installing and using individual add-ons, you know exactly what's installed on your Kodi, and you can easily change out one add-on for another. While with using a build, you typically get only what's contained in the build, and it isn't always as simple to install another add-on when you feel you may need it. And it's necessary to say that add-ons themselves also die for a variety of reasons, regardless of whether using them individually or using them from a build. So with this tutorial, I will walk you through exactly what you can do to make Kodi work great for you from the start. By the time you're done, you can have a fully functioning Kodi with no build, but it works just like a build, but better. So let's get started. So what we'll use in this video tutorial is a modified version of the default skin that comes with Kodi. We'll also create a TRAKT.tv account that is used to track all TV shows and movies that you watch. And then we'll connect our TRAKT account to Kodi and have some real magic happen. I know it sounds like a lot and it sounds like it's difficult, but it really is not. It's very simple. The initial setup may take a little bit more time, but I can absolutely promise you the payoff is worth the effort. So before we go into modifying Kodi, let's first create our TRAKT account. And the way we'll do this is if you're at your Fire Stick home screen, you want to go into Downloader. You should have Downloader installed already, and if you don't, then you can find it by using the Alexa voice or searching for it. So okay, once you have Downloader open, you want to click OK on the URL line, and we're going to type in a web address. The web address is going to be TRAKT.tv. That's spelled TRAKT.tv. And click Go. Okay, so once you get to this site, if you've never used it, if you haven't created your account yet, what you'll have to do is create your account first before you do anything else. So if you go through the steps, the simple steps to create your account, it will walk you through how to set up your categories of shows and movies that you wish to see. It just wants to customize it for you. It's very simple, it's free, and it's really useful. So I guarantee you'll benefit from it. So once you have your account up, and completed, it'll bring you to what's called your dashboard. And your dashboard, before we go any further, let's do this. In Downloader, I want you to click the 3-line button on your remote control, and you bring up this pop-up screen, and we're going to go to full screen. Let's look at the whole site in full screen mode. Okay. So this is my TRAKT account, and I just have some shows picked, random shows picked. Some of them I do watch, some of them I don't, but it really doesn't matter. Now, once you have your account created and you're at your dashboard, what you want to do is add a few shows. I'll show you how to do that. TRAKT works off of collections. You can either create a movie collection or a TV show collection. So in this case, I'm just going to pick a random show and add it to my TV collection. And I'm just going to show you real quickly how you use TRAKT. And as I said already, it keeps track of everything you watch. Keeps track of it by using them in collections. So let's see. Let's add Lethal Weapon. Okay, so this is a new series on TV. And the way you do this is, if you wish to have keep track of what you watch on TV or your movies, you want to add it to a collection. The way you add it to a collection is you want to click the green book icon first, and now this will add it to our collection. If you've never watched the show and you want TRAKT to keep track of it, what you want to do is add it to your watch list. The icon to the right of the book is adding it to your watch list. And I'll explain what a watch list is once we get into Kodi and connecting this to our Kodi. Okay, so let's pick another show. So let's pick The Good Doctor. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my collection. And again, this is just for instruction. I want to add this to my collection. And if you have trouble navigating the site, I would recommend you using it from your computer or your phone. It's actually much easier. It's hard to search using Downloader on this site, but easier to do using your computer or your phone. So I'm going to add The Good Doctor to my collection. But instead of adding it to my watch list this time, I'm actually going to indicate that I've watched a couple of shows. So you can be very granular on how you want TRAKT to handle keeping track of what you watch. It's really easy. It's very simple. So let's see. We are in season 1 of this show, and there's been 11 episodes that have aired. I want to go into season 1. So now we're going to go to the actual episodes, the list of episodes for season 1. And I'm just going to say I've seen episode 1. So the check mark to the left of the book icon is how you indicate to TRAKT that you've actually watched the show. Once you click the check mark, it will add it to your watched history. And I'm going to say I saw episode 3 also, and episode 4. So that's pretty simple. So I am saying to TRAKT that I have not seen episode 5 and forward of this show. So do the same thing with movies. The steps are very much the same. The difference being is that movies do not have episodes to them. So you aren't looking for episodes, it's just a movie. And it's really easy. You don't even have to add movies to your account really, but sometimes you may find that you want to rewatch a movie, and the quickest way to do that if you're using TRAKT is to add it to a collection. So that way you can pull it up immediately and watch it in Kodi. And I'll walk you through how to do that. So we're going to add American Assassin to our movie collection. And you can add it to your watch list if you wish, or you can indicate that you've watched it. The steps are the same. The only difference obviously is that, like I said, TV shows have episodes, and some of the check mark and the watch list really work a little better and a little differently than they do for movies. But in a sense, that's how you use TRAKT.tv. So once you've picked a few shows and you've added them to your collection and a few movies, let's go into Kodi. So let's exit Downloader by clicking the Options key on your remote control, exiting full screen, and we're going to go all the way to the left, highlight Home, and then click your back button twice to exit Downloader. Now we're going to go into Kodi. And incidentally, if your Kodi isn't listed on the home screen of your Fire Stick, if you've just installed it, a quick way to get to it is to long press your home button on your remote control, and it brings up this shortcut screen. You click apps, and you'll notice that Kodi is not at the very top of that list. So where you have it at, you go down to wherever Kodi is, highlight it, click the options key on your remote control, and you see the option that comes up is move to front. And so now whenever you open up the Fire Stick, Kodi should be the first app you see, or whatever app you've opened up recently. But this is how you can control where Kodi appears on the home screen of your Fire Stick. So let's go into Kodi now. If this is the first run for Kodi, it'll tell you with the blue line at the bottom, but if not, that's okay. But right now, if you have a basic and new installation of Kodi, then you're good to go. If you have a build, I would highly recommend you determining if you want to follow this tutorial any further, because from this point forward, you're going to either choose to keep the build or let the build go. And that means you'll also you're going to lose your favorites if you have favorites and any other settings you have in Kodi. This works best from a clean installation of Kodi. So the first thing we're going to do is go into settings. It's the cog icon in the middle. Highlight that and click OK. And we're going to go to system settings. In system settings, we're going to go down and change our settings level first from standard to expert. Now we're going to go back to add-ons and then go to the right and go down to unknown sources and check that on. All this does is it tells Kodi to let you install third-party add-ons into it. Without this on, you can't install anything onto Kodi, similar to the Fire Stick. Once that's turned on, we'll click back and we'll go to File Manager, and we're going to put in our source. In order to add any add-on or build into Kodi, anything into Kodi, you're working from a source. So the address of that source will be http://Demetrology. /repo. Once you have it in and spelled correctly, click OK. And we're going to go down and name this entry. I'm going to name it, I'm going to backspace repo out. Hit your back key on your remote control to backspace that out. Click .demi, D-I-M-I. Click OK. Once that's in, click OK. Okay, that took it. So now we're going to go back once, go back again. Okay, at this screen, we're going to go down to the word add-ons, highlight that and click it. And then go to the open box icon in the upper left corner, click that. And we're going to go to install from zip file. And we're going to select .demi. And the first zip file that we're going to select will be repository.gilus-1.0.3.zip. Highlight that and click OK, and let that install. Okay, that's installed, and we're going to go right back into install from zip file. Select .demi again, and we're looking for the second repository that we're going to install, which is repository.marcelvelt -1.0.1.zip. Make sure you have that highlighted and click OK. Let's let that install. Okay, so now we're going to go up to install from repository. We're going to go into the Goto's repository, go to look and feel, go to skin, and you see here you have two entries, one for Kodi 17 and one for Kodi 18. So at the end of this tutorial, if you like it, once the newest version of Kodi is released, you can actually do the same approach to the newest version of Kodi if you care to, or you can use your own add-ons and do your own thing, install a build, your choice. I'm just giving you another option of how to use Kodi. So what we're going to select is the estuary modified skin for Kodi 17. Make sure you have that highlighted and click OK and install. Now, what I have seen happen here is as this is installing, it may actually kick you out of Kodi. Don't worry, just go right back into Kodi. We'll come right back to this location and continue the install. So there's a set of dependencies and other files that it needs. But again, we're not installing a build, we're using individual add-ons. But by the end of it, we'll have a nice looking Kodi that is fast, set up very customized to your own needs, to what you like to see, in a very easy, user-friendly way, and I guarantee you it's pretty cool. Okay, so it bumped us out. Let's go right back into Kodi. And we'll go back to, go to add-ons, go up to the open box icon, go to install from repository, go to the Goto's repository, look and feel, skin, and estuary modified skin for Kodi version 17. Install, and it'll pick up right where it left off, and then we'll get a prompt asking us if we wish to change to this skin, and you want to click yes. Yes, we want to switch to this skin. Yes, we want to keep this change. And now you've changed Kodi just a little bit, just a little bit. So we're going to go back all the way to the home page of Kodi. Yes, add-on required, click yes on this. If you notice in the upper right hand corner, it's writing the menus. So if you remember, with the initial installation of Kodi, we had a long list of menu items on the left and no big image like this. The background was different, everything was a little different. So now it's been modified. This is not a build, we've just changed the look of Kodi, snazzed it up a little bit. So some of the menu items are the same, while some have been changed into sub-menu areas. So here's your favorites, here's file manager, it's where we added our source, here's settings, here's power. So the next step is we're going to go into settings, and we're going to go to skin settings, we're going to modify our menu. I'm going to make some custom menus, but before we do that, we need to make some other additions to Kodi. So on the skin settings menu in this screen, you want to go to necessary add-ons, highlight that, and then go over to the right. And what we're going to do now, this may take some time depending on the speed of your connection, is every item that's a red circled X, you want to click it and you want to add it. So your speed might be different than mine. It's okay. And what this is doing is going to give us the ability to customize Kodi to our preferences. This may take a few minutes, so just be patient. Okay, and the rest of these should go quicker than the first one. That's usually the longest one. Just a few more. This last one may give you an error message. Don't worry, it won't stop anything. It won't impede our progress in the tutorial. No problem. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to go back up to Home Menu. Highlight Home Menu, now move to the right, and you want to go to Customize Main Menu. So we haven't added any add-ons yet except a skin add-on. We'll get to the heart of this tutorial soon enough. So you have your list of menu items, which is what you saw when you first installed Kodi. Videos, movies, TV shows, music, videos, music, radio, TV, pictures, add-ons, weather. Okay, so what we're going to do here is modify this list because we don't need everything on here for the purposes of this tutorial. Now, after you get through with it and you see how it looks, you may realize I want to use radio, or I might want to keep pictures, or what have you. So we're not going to delete anything, but what we're going to do is disable it. How you do that is you highlight the menu item you want to disable, click left on the mouse pad of your remote control, and go down to the minus sign, and this disables that menu item. Go back once, go to the right once, and then move down and highlight movies. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave TV shows, and we're going to disable music videos. So go back to the minus sign, disable music videos, go back to the right, go down one, and repeat. Go back to the right, and down one, and repeat. And again for TV, and again for pictures. Let's go back down to weather. You may want to keep weather. You may find that you want to keep it. I don't use Kodi for weather, so I'm going to disable it. So now we've disabled everything except TV shows, movies, and add-ons. So I just want to show you what that looks like one time. Let's go back to the home screen of Kodi so you can see what you've done. What damage have you done? So there are the skin shortcuts are being set up right now. It's writing the menu, and you will see that menu area here change momentarily, and there you have it. So right now, the only menu item present is add-ons. The reason is, and we didn't delete or disable movies or TV shows. The only reason that they're not listed is because they have no content, which is where the add-ons come in. So let's go back to settings. So go down to the cog and click that. And here we're going to go to add-ons, and we're going to install just one video add-on right now. Actually, let's go back from that and go down to, no, we need to go back. I'm sorry, we need to go back to File Manager. We're going to put in a different source. So click File Manager, go into it. So we have .demi there. We're going to add a different source. Click Add Source, and click None. And we're going to type in this address, and this will be in the description below. It's going to be http:// Kodi.com /repo. If you're new to Kodi, you may have guessed by now that everything is contained in a repo. So we want to see it's http://fspmkodi.com/repo. Click Done, and let's name this fantastic.fan. Let's keep it short, .fan. You can name it whatever you want. Again, it's totally up to you. Just so long as you can identify it when you're looking for it when you're going to install a zip file. Click Done, click OK. It accepted it. So let's go out of this. And now we go into Settings, Add-ons, Install from zip file. Go to .fan, not .demi, .fan. And we're going to install this repository. We're just going to use one add-on here. What I will do is list a number of other add-ons that you can also use, and I suggest you use more than one, just as a sort of a backup. And I'll explain why I choose the add-ons I use. Like I said, there are tons of add-ons, but not all of them are conducive to the style in which that we will use these with our TRAKT TV account. And I'll explain to you shortly why that is. So once it's installed, we're going to go to Install from Repository, and we're going to go to Fire Stick Plus Man add-ons, go down to Video add-ons, and we're going to install an add-on named Fantastic. Click Install, and let it install. Now, when we're going to modify this add-on, the way it works, we're going to make some configuration changes. You want to have either your phone or computer nearby to do one of the steps that will connect your TRAKT account to your add-on. And again, I'll list other add-ons in the description that you can use in the same manner that we use Fantastic. And I suggest using at least one other as a backup in case, like I said earlier, add-ons die. In case this add-on stops working for who knows what reason, you have another add-on that can possibly serve as a backup. And you'll know how to modify other add-ons to work in place of this if it stops working for you. Okay, so now it's been installed. So let's go into it. Let's go to Configure. Okay, so on this page, what you have are a number of options that we can configure. So there's a few things we're going to look at first. So we're going to go down to playback. First thing we're going to do is change the default action from directory to autoplay. Now for my speed, I'm going to change it from 4K to 720. 720 is perfect for quality of TV. If you care to leave it at 1080, which is the next highest, you can do that. Or if you've got it higher, or you can leave it as 4K. The issue is, depending on your network speed, and if you actually do find a stream that is 4K, 1080, and your network condition isn't conducive to downloading that size of a file, it will start to buffer and play very poorly. So my suggestion is to start off at a 720 setting, test it out and see how it goes. We want to turn off posters with CAPTCHAs. We can leave the rest of that on. Let's go down, resume playback. Okay, now we're going to go back to the left and we're going to go down to accounts. Now this is the fun part. You created your TRAKT account. So what we're going to now, this is how we connect it to our Kodi. So you're going to go to authorization, click it, and it's going to bring up a pop-up screen. And it tells you, go to this website, which is https://trakt.tv/activate. That's why you need your phone or your computer nearby. So go to that website and put in your code. Every code is unique to each installation or usage, so you cannot use my code. I'm going to put my code in at TRAKT/activate, and once I put this code in, it will register to Kodi that I've authorized TRAKT.tv to use this add-on. I'll test this add-on to use it. Yep. And there you have it. So now I've connected TRAKT.tv to my account, to Kodi. Once you've done that, be sure to click OK, because if you don't, everything you've done here won't be saved. Click OK, and now we're done with configuring that add-on. Okay, so we're going to go back to the home screen of Kodi. So we still don't have any other menu items here. It's because we have to now change our menu item just a little bit more. So we're going to go back into settings, go to skin settings, make sure home menu is highlighted, go to the right, customize main menu, okay, so we're going to go left one time and highlight videos. You may not be able to tell it's highlighted, but it is. Move down once to movies. Make sure movies is highlighted. Now go left once more, and you'll see you have the up pointing arrow highlighted. I want you to go down. to the down pointing arrow and click that one time. What you've just done is change the order of your menu items so that TV shows appears above movies, and I'll show you why. Okay, so go up to TV shows, make sure it's highlighted, and then go to the right once. Choose item for menu. So I want to go down to change action. Highlight that and click enter. And we want to go to custom item. Click enter. Now in this window here, we're going to erase everything that's entered there. So hold the backwards button on your remote control and just erase everything there. Now we're going to go to on-screen keyboard and type in N-O-O-P. That's it. Click done. And now you're done. Now we're going to leave the thumbnail there. We're going to leave the background right there. And for now, we're not going to customize the submenu. We're going to change set type of widgets. Highlight that. Click enter. And you want to go to customizable widgets. Click enter. You want to go to customizable widget thumbs. Click enter. And you can, if done is highlighted, just click done. That's fine. That's not shown anywhere. Now we're going to customize widgets. What widgets are a row of items that you can customize to display whatever kind of information you want for whatever menu item is highlighted. In this case, it's the TV show's menu item. So what we're going to do is customize a row of widgets for TV shows by using our TRAKT account that we've connected to Fantastic. All right, so let's do that real quickly. So select widget 1, highlight it, click enter. And you're always going to use an add-on. And it's always going to be a video add-on. Well, not always, but for the purposes of this tutorial. And we've only installed one add-on, Fantastic. So highlight that and click it. And we're going to go to My TV Shows. And we're going to go down the list to Progress. Once you have that screen up, you're going to say Use as Widget. What this means is the content at this location you are going to use as the source for that widget. So Use as Widget. And we're going to backspace all of that out. Hold the back button down and just let it erase it. And we're going to type in a new entry. And I'm going to make it plain language because I like plain language and it's user friendly and it makes complete sense. So I'm going to type in the word latest episodes. Once you're done with that, voila, latest episodes. Select widget 2. Let's go to widget 2. Or again, it's going to be an add-on. It's going to be a video add-on from our video add-on Fantastic. We're going to go to My TV Shows again. Instead of Progress this time, we're going to go to Collection. Okay, once you're inside a collection, we're going to use this area as our widget source of information. And again, we're going to backspace all of that out, plain language. I'm just going to call it My Shows. Easy, simple. Okay, so in My Shows, now we're just going to do one more widget and I'm going to show you how this looks. And again, an add-on, a video add-on, two more widgets, fantastic. And we're going to go to TV shows this time. Let's go to TV shows. And we're going to go find new TV shows. Once you're there, use as widget. Instead of backspacing this time, I'm going to move my cursor to the other side of the word new and then backspace that all out. You can set this to say whatever you want. I like it plain language. I think it makes sense and it's easy for me to know what I'm talking about. Okay, we're going to modify one more row of widgets. Again, go to add-on, a video add-on, fantastic. And this time we're going to go to My TV Shows. Remember, we added some shows to what's called our watch list. And I said I would explain to you what that is. All right, once that's open, use as widget. And again, I'm going to move my cursor to the other side of the word watch list and delete everything before it. And I'm done. Okay. So let's do music or movies real quickly. So just move left to your menus and you only have TV shows and movies. So let's go highlight movies and then go over back to the right and go to the very top. I wasn't at the very top. Okay, so go to change action. And we're going to select custom item. Again, hold down your back button and just erase everything there. We're going to type in the word NOOP. Once that's in, click done. We're going to go down to set type of widgets. Again, we're going to modify this to be customizable widgets. We're going to select customizable widget thumbs. And you can highlight, once done is highlighted, just click done. That's not shown. And we're going to go down to select widget 1. So with this, we're going to add on a video add-on from our only video add-on, which is fantastic. And we're going to go to movies this time. Remember I said movies are different than TV shows. There's no episodes, so we don't really have to track it quite the same way, but it's totally up to you. In this case, I'm just going to select movies that are in theaters right now. That's going to be the source of information for the first row of widgets for movies. And it may take a minute because that's quite a bit of information that it's going to present. Once it's open, use as widget. Don't worry that nothing's listed. Trust me, there's content there. And again, I'm going to move my cursor rather, to the other side of the word in and backspace everything out because I like plain language. You can leave it however you want. You can make it read whatever you want. For the second row, I'm going to go to an add-on again, a video add-on. Our fantastic video add-on, and then I'm going to go to, let's see, my movies. Why not? And I'm going to go to my collection of movies. And I'm going to use that as a widget. And I'm going to backspace that all out. Make it plain language, my movies. Click done. One more widget for now. Okay, we're going to add on another video add-on using Fantastic, and we're going to choose, go to movies this time. And as you can tell, as you can probably already figure out, you can modify these to read whatever information you want, as long as your add-on allows you to connect your TRAKT account to it. But you don't even have to use your TRAKT account for movies even. I believe that it'll benefit you if you use it for TV shows. It doesn't have to work the same way for movies, but I do it just to be consistent. Moving my cursor, delete everything on the other side of new movies, click done, and we're done. So we're going to go back to the home screen of Kodi and let that all saturate. It's building the menu, and let's see what happens. Now we have TV shows and movies listed. Before we didn't, now we do. So let's go down to movie or TV shows, and the row of widgets we created are now populated with the same content that we selected at the website TRAKT.tv. So basically, everything that you indicated at the website that you had watched or hadn't watched comes up here. So the first row you get presented with are the latest episodes. That means every episode of every show that you've indicated at TRAKT that you haven't watched. It's waiting here for you to watch it. Let's go into Good Doctor. So remember, I stopped at episode 4. So that meant that episode 5 and on, I have not seen. TRAKT.tv now shows that to me through Kodi. And it's showing me that I've got episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then an unseen or an unaired episode 10 will be coming up. I can just go right into my episode and watch it. What happens once you watch an episode here is, and I'll show you what happens actually. I'm going to do this manually. This is what happens. I'm going to do manually what automatically happens. So say I watch this episode, 0.3%, and it concludes. Well, what TRAKT will do, what Kodi will do using TRAKT information, is it will indicate that I've watched it. So in order to bring up this menu, I highlight the episode, click the options key on my remote control, and it brought up that menu. And I go back into that menu. So you notice that it has a few entries with TRAKT in it. You want to use just those entries when you're working with your TRAKT account. If you don't, it will not reflect at the website, therefore it won't show up in Kodi. So you want to show that you watched the show in TRAKT. Or if you mistakenly, or say you fell asleep on the show and you started it and fell asleep on it and it ran all the way through, it concluded, it checked off, and I'll show you what happens here too. But in any case, I am manually indicating that I have watched this show in TRAKT. So once I did that, it had a check mark there, right? So you see that. Let's go back. Okay, so I have my other shows here. There's The Last Ship, there's Zoo, This Is Us, The Walking Dead. Same thing with my shows. And I also have new TV shows and the watch list. This is my watch list. Okay, so what happened was I watched episode 5 of The Good Doctor. So what takes place is TRAKT will automatically check that off your list of latest episodes, meaning it's no longer latest because you've watched it. So it makes sense that it is removed from that lineup. Doesn't mean it's deleted from the show's lineup of shows, just that it's removed from your latest episodes area. So let's make that happen real quick. So what I'm going to do, let's make that reflect. I'm going to just go to movies real quick. Now again, you're going to go from TV shows to movies, so your Kodi is connecting to your TRAKT account, so it's actually communicating to a website. So give it a few minutes. Just because you still see TV shows listed when you have hot movies highlighted, it just means that it's taking the time to download that information. Okay, so now we have our movie content. So let's go so we've got what's in theaters. So in these blank screens, all this means is that for Fantastic, the default image that shows up is just a gray background when the movie's art does not download. So that's all it is. So if you want to find out what movie it is, you can see at the very top, this is Murder on the Orient Express. This is Wonder, Coco, Daddy's Home 2, Valerian, Lady Bird, and so on. Same thing for my movies. So this is just my collection of movies that I've watched or I've added to my collection to watch, whatever. And then I have new movies. Pretty self-explanatory. But what we did do was we wanted to make sure that I wanted to show you what happens when you watch a TV show. So we're going to go back to TV shows. So it's communicating with the website again, and it's downloading information. So latest episodes has now updated The Good Doctor to being the next available episode for me to watch is episode 6. Remember, I went in and manually indicated that I watched episode 5, and now it's been updated. So that happens automatically. So whenever you shut Kodi down and come back into it the next day, this is the first thing you get presented with. This I love. This is perfect. It makes absolute sense to me. It's very user friendly, very useful. It's basically like a reminder of your show. So as new episodes air, guess what? It shows up in Kodi. And here's another plus of using your TRAKT.TV account with Kodi, is you can be out away from your TV. You can be out somewhere, see an advertisement for a show that you like, you might be interested in, or hear someone talking about it. You can pull up your TRAKT.TV account on your phone, find that show on the site, add it to your collection, add it to your watch list, come home, open up Kodi, and it shows up right here. I love that. I think that's great. So the way the watch list works, by the way, is if you have a show listed here that you haven't watched but you want TRAKT to keep track of, you add it to your watch list first. Why? Because what happens is, in order for TRAKT to start keeping track of any show, any content that you watch, you have to start it from your watch list. So let's say I manually indicate here that I've watched this first episode of The Punisher. So I'm going to go again to Watched and TRAKT. So it's going to get a check mark. Now I'm just going to manually force it to do just like what I did with The Good Doctor. I'm going to go to TV shows, then I'm going to go down to movies, and just force the widgets to update the content from the website. That's all. So all I'm doing is making the widgets repopulate with content from the movies. And then once that's there, I'm going to go back to TV shows, and hopefully we should see some extra stuff happen. So let's see, let's go up to TV shows, and now let's see if it's updated. So I indicated that I watched The Punisher from my watch list. So let's go and see. So we added it to our collection at the site, but we also added it to our watch list, and there you have it. Under latest episodes, it's now listing every available episode that I haven't watched of The Punisher automatically. And all you had to do was add it to your watch list. And now TRAKT.TV tracks it. So as you watch through the series, it ticks off the shows you've watched, and it shows you the latest episodes. I think that's great. Now what happens here, just taking the time to do it, but what happens here is it automatically drops off your watch list. You don't even have to remove it. It'll automatically drop. So here's another benefit. So say we want to watch this show. She's Gotta Have It. New show running on TV. And you say, that sounds interesting. Let me check that out. And you want to add it to your watch list. So the way you do that is you go into the show, you highlight it, click the options key on your remote control. And instead of watching in TRAKT, you want to add it to your collection. So you go to TRAKT Manager, click TRAKT Manager, brings up a pop-up, add to collection. So it says TRAKT Manager now knows that you've added, she's got to have it to your collection. Click the options key on season 1 again. Go to TRAKT Manager one more time and add it to your watch list. Again, remember how we just did it with The Punisher. It was on the watch list. We indicated we watched an episode. Now TRAKT is keeping track of it. So we've added this show to our collection of shows. It wasn't there before. So this is our collection of shows. It was not there before. Now The Punisher's there as well. Oh, it is here. It does show up. How about that? Okay. But did it that quickly. Good. And now let's see. It probably. Oh, it is here too. It's on our watch list. It did it that quickly. That's how quickly updates do take place. So that's really it. That's how this works. I think that's about all I can show you. There are a few other tips and tricks I can show you on how to do things, but the main gist of this tutorial was to show you how you can have a really cool functioning Kodi working for you instead of you having to find the show, save it to your favorite section, and then remember to go back to that show in case a new episode is aired. Well, this way, Kodi presents it to you first. So here's something to do here. What we can do is go to Settings, go to Skin Settings, and let's make a few adjustments. Okay, so the first thing we do, we want to have a home menu highlighted. Go down. I want you to go all the way down to this option here where it says select widgets first and turn that on. Okay, let's go back up to customize main menu, highlight that and click OK. So we were just here, we modified the movies, the TV shows areas. So now you know how we added widgets. Now we're going to add one other item. We want to do something a little more to customize it. So go to highlight. You want to highlight TV shows. Once TV shows is highlighted, go back to the right, and we're going to go down to customize submenu. Okay, once you get to this screen, just like with the main menu items, we're going to go left one time and make sure we highlight these items. And we're going to disable them, same way we did before. So you highlight the item, menu item you want to disable, go down to the minus sign, and you can leave these. Once you play around with this and figure out what's what, you might find, I want to keep these. But for the purposes of the tutorial, we're going to disable them. So disable that. Going to go back over to the right, go to year and repeat, go back to the right, go down and repeat, and so on. You may find that you want to keep items, of course. That's why we're not deleting anything. So you can always come back and enable it by just doing the reverse. So what we're going to do now is create our own custom submenu item. So how we do that is you can put the cursor to highlight wherever you want here in this list. We're going to go left one time, and instead of clicking the minus sign, we're going to click the plus sign, which is adding an item. All right, so it inserts the word none. So now you have that highlighted. Go to the right, and we're going to choose menu item. We're going to choose the label for this. No, we're going to choose action. Go to change action, highlight that. So now we're going to add an action to this. So it's going to be an add-on. Video add-on. You can add almost any option, but for the purposes of this tutorial, this action is what we're going to use. I'm going to go to the Fantastic add-on, and inside Fantastic, we're going to go all the way down to search. Okay, once we hear it search, we're going to go to create menu item here to here. And then once that's done, we're going to go down to set label. And we're going to type in the word search. Plain language, remember, got to keep it simple. Okay, and that's good. Let's go over to the left one time, and let's see. That's good for now. We'll just leave it at that. Gonna go back to the Kodi homepage and let that menu item be created. So what we did was we created a sub menu item for TV shows, and we also changed an option that was called select widgets first. Once that's done, let the TV shows widgets populate with our TRAKT information. Okay, and if you notice in the upper right corner, there is an icon for a submenu item for search. We click it, it takes us right into the Fantastic add-on, video add-on, to an area where we can search for movies, TV shows, people, what have you. That's just one approach, one way to just sort of modify and customize Kodi a little bit more to your liking. You can make a submenu for whatever you want. As you saw, there are many options there. This is just one of many. This search doesn't search the icon, it searches Kodi. Sorry, this search doesn't search the add-on, it searches Kodi. This search searches the add-on that we're using, Fantastic. So there you have it. And you can play around with this setup and customize it even further than what I'm showing you. Just be creative, think out of the box. Use other items here for your menu area. You can use, like I said, there will be some other add-ons I'll mention in the description area below. But just to give you an idea of how you can have a really functional Kodi working for you. It's really cool. There you go. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.